Recording in progress. Good morning, everybody. It's Rob Benchley, Chairman of the Sconset Advisory Board. This is our regular meeting, Monday, March 7th, 2022. Members, when I call your name, please respond. Clement Durkis.
Here.
Thank you. Angus McLeod.
Here.
Thank you. Caroline Ellis. I see you, Caroline. Okay. And let's see, Mary Will is not with us. And who did I forget? Nobody. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'll take a motion for the adoption of the agenda that's on your screen.
So moved.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, I see an aye from Carolyn. All right, good. Item number 1 on the agenda is actually for 20 Sankaty Head Road, which we would like to have seen the whole process, but it's been in the process for some time. We did not see it, so I'm going to pass that by. And we're going to start with 2 Center Street and 6 Center Street. And okay. There we go. This is Simon Vandenborn, and it's for trim. There's the site plan. Everybody know where it is?
Yes.
Right across from the market. Okay, and I believe it's both those properties.
All those windows are boarded up right now.
And all the windows are boarded up.
Yes, they are.
And I'm wondering, is there anybody here to talk about this application? Okay. I did notice that on number 6, which is coming up next, very much the same. There's no application like you're seeing now. This is for number 2. There isn't one for number 6, but I'm just guessing it's the same property and therefore the same behavior. I hope that they've taken the windows out, that they're going to just repaint them. This particular application is to repaint the trim and I guess red cedar roof, but it's not really. I don't know what it's not really. Anyway, it's the roof and the trim.
So I'm seeing gray for the color and everything
Yes.
is existing white. So it's a color change.
It appears to be a color change.
Is that on the windows only? I mean, the roof, obviously, yeah. The roof is going to be cedar.
Yeah, it says repaint trim. It's
So are we talking everything, corner boards and rake boards, window trim, door trim?
I guess. It's not
All
clear.
right, a little less white.
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with that.
Poor place was so nicely taken care of, and then it's nice.
And then
that
it wasn't.
and then it wasn't. It's nice. It's going to get some TLC.
Yeah. So I guess the question is, they want to paint it gray or they just want to leave the trim cedar? It says cobblestone gray. Is that a paint color? Yes.
Oops, yikes. I think it's, isn't that one of the approved HDC colors? Angus, do you know?
I'm not sure. There's so many grays out there.
Okay.
Is it the only gray in the neighborhood. Certainly the houses on both sides are white.
I love the white. I just,
I actually do too. I think it's sharp and fresh, and that'll be a huge change. So is the gray easy? I mean, I think if you just put up the gray boards, then it's easier to maintain. But if you paint it gray, then there's just as much maintenance. I don't know why you'd switch from the white to the gray.
I thought gray was a country color. No,
Don't know.
at least at one time that was so. This comes from Mark Avery, who was on the HDC.
Yep. I'm going to jump to number 6 because it's the same treatment.
And thing. Yep.
Loading, loading, loading. This is the one that does not have the application copy on it, but 6 Center, same owner, same Mark Avery.
So just Googling cobblestone gray, it says that it's a true gray where it's half and half black, half white.
Okay.
So it would be on the darker side of gray. So I don't mind it not being white, but cobblestone gray might be too dark. So I think a color sample would certainly be helpful.
I would like not to leave those green doors. I think they're adorable, and the blue door in the front. So they didn't really address if the doors and
Right.
everything is going to be cobblestone gray.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just saying trim. It's not saying sash, and it's not saying doors.
Yep. All right.
And of course, the windows that have been taken out to replace would have to be painted the gray instead of painted the white. I guess when they come back, I don't know.
Well, they could restore the sash and they could still come back white because there hasn't been an application to change it.
No, there hasn't.
But there are a number of assumptions here.
Yeah, which should be clarified.
I think so. I think it's a really, really important house.
Both
It
of
couldn't
them.
be any more central.
No, it couldn't. So I think we should really, really know what it is that they're doing.
Yeah.
It'll be lovely when it's restored a bit. It's been so neglected.
So clarification of what is being painted, what colors.
Great.
But the good news is it sounds like there's no, they would have had to have applied for a renovation or something to the building. So they're going with replacing the windows and the roof first. So that's wonderful.
Yeah.
It is wonderful. I agree.
The
And
wood
it-
shingle will look really great on the roof there.
Yeah, wasn't it asphalt? Or I don't know.
It looks like it's asphalt now.
Yeah, I think they'll do a lovely job. Great.
Those could be shakes.
I don't
No.
know.
Oh,
Yeah.
but you're right. Could be.
They're dirty shakes.
Yeah, just all looks wet, doesn't it?
Mhm.
They even took the flower boxes to have those fixed too. That's nice.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Any other comments on these two,
No?
number 2 and number 6? If not, we'll move on to item number 4, which is 4, 5, and 6, which is Reaper Circle. And I'm going to start with, hang on one sec, please.
Hi, Mr. Chair. My name is
It's a-
Irina Casal.
It's a new dwelling, and so I'm just going to start with the new dwelling. dwelling, a pool hardscape and a garage. So we'll just start with a house first. And Reaper Circle are you seeing this?
Yep.
Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Chair. My name is Irina. I'm from Workshop APD. I'll be here if you need anything for
Okay.
clarification on this property.
Great, thank you, Rena.
This is a design very similar to one we've previously brought to you before in this area, with primary visibility being on the north side of the structure.
Rob, could you zoom in a little bit on that north elevation, please? The front door concerns me a little bit. Are those 4 horizontal lights? I'm trying to make that out.
Yeah,
I would go with vertical panes, and whether that means moving the glass down. It's just an atypical configuration. Usually the glass comes down further on the side lights, if they're side lights. Without the side lights, there's probably more options for the door, but with the side lights, I would bring the glass down to a more typical, like 4 feet of length or 5.
okay.
We lost Irina.
No, sorry, I'm here. I
Oh,
was
okay.
just letting you comment. But
Okay.
yes, that's been noted. Thank you.
It's a lot of glazing on the backside altogether, the gang of 4, but I think that's sort of become common.
Is the chimney too tall?
Yeah, chimney's pretty tall.
How far is that above the bridge?
Well, it's
It's like a
31
lot.
feet off the ground. It's pretty high. Here we go. Hang on one sec.
Is that, it looks like 5 feet maybe?
We have the chimney a little bit taller to conceal the venting within the structure itself. So to the vent itself is the required height, and then it goes a little bit taller just to conceal that element.
Oh, so it's a gas.
Correct, it's a gas fireplace.
I appreciate the concealing the direct vent splitter, air splitter up top. I haven't seen the corbling before with covering. Usually it's just a cap on top, like a larger capstone. The corbling's a good idea. The code for the fire chimney is about the smoke and the draw. But this is more about a forced exhaust and intake.
Mhm.
And I wonder if that's subject to the same specifications for height above the ridge. But preferably the top of the chimney would be closer to the 3 feet above the ridge.
Okay, let me take a look.
Another way, just FYI, one way that I've done that before is to just have the exhaust come out of whatever hole is big enough for that, out of the most discreet side of the chimney, and then have the intake in a separate spot under a porch or a back wall or something, so that you don't have to have that whole mechanism on top that's so hideous looking.
Huh. Well, I think the rest of us are learning something here. So that's an intake and an exhaust.
That's what the splitter's for.
Okay. Huh. Oh, I see. Okay.
It'd be ideal if the main roof planes weren't completely dominated by the shed dormers. But again, that's something that we're seeing more and more. The guideline setbacks off the sides and off the eaves look like they're meeting criteria. It's just nice when the dormers are more about light than room.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What makes it look suburban to me.
Okay.
Can we go back to the overall view of the, yes, that one. I'm going to make the same comment that I always make, is that I think that it's a shame that somebody's going to invest so much money in this property and you're going to end up with a car park in front of the house and all of the land in back, whereas the car, which is parked there, could simply drive down the driveway to the garage that's at the back of the property. Could have a pretty circle in front for guests. You could have the garage back there, could be part of a pool house. I just think it's a shame that we're giving in to the Range Rovers in front of the house. I just don't think it's, I don't think it's Nantucket. And I think it's a shame that the house dominates and the cars dominate the property when there really, with a redesign, is plenty of room for everything.
Yes.
I have to agree. I don't know where this change started to happen. Maybe it's with the proliferation of the pools and the pool houses and so forth, but yeah, the auxiliary buildings, the garage and sheds and stuff used to always be behind the house, not out in front of it. And you certainly didn't have all the, the cars out in front. What you had was a lawn that kids used to play on out front.
Well, I'm just looking at this too, and sometimes the garages are just that, a garage, but this one is a garage and studio. So that means it'll be 2 stories tall and perhaps rival the height of the, that wing of the main house. So
Sorry, I believe that's mislabeled. It's just a garage. It's a 1-story structure.
1 story. Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's better.
And we will go to that right next.
Next. Okay.
Yep. Which I will do. Loading, loading.
So this
Tim had a-
structure,
No, go
sorry,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that sometimes, these, like this house in particular, it goes from, the house goes from edge to edge around the front. So you can't have a driveway going to the back, but it seems that, like Caroline said, if you're starting from scratch, you can have the driveway going to the back.
And they are starting from scratch.
Yes, yes.
Well, the house can be any configuration, so there is room for a drive.
Yes, there is.
All right, here we are with the, that's what takes up so much space in these things, are the certified mail stickers.
They're required.
I know.
Well, so it is a story and a half.
It is, and it does have a little bit higher space above. So this structure, it's a single bay garage with a bit of a added space to the top for some storage. And the main visibility would be on the north side, which is the bottom right view to the street. And then the east elevation would be facing into the car area in front.
And those windows on the south elevation face the house.
Those face the house, correct?
Oh, south.
Yes.
Gotcha. Yep.
Those upper dormer windows.
I like that.
It'll keep it dry. That's good.
Okay. Any more thoughts on the garage?
No, I mean,
It
I
always seems weird.
understand that, I understand they finished the side that you see from the street as bland as possible. There it is on the bottom right. So that's just, you know, just a little shed, but that's what you see from the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty busy structure, but you're not seeing it really from the
From the
street.
street.
And I appreciate that. Dormers and garages just usually don't go together. You know, just because it would have been an extra expense and it's more involved. And if you need that much storage, then the building is just larger. But in the overall impression that one gets from the street, I appreciate that it's a lower structure and it's simple facing the street. So I don't really have any issues with it.
Yeah.
Think how pretty it would be in the back.
Yep. All right, great. I'm gonna leave this up and not jump in the pool, but jump to the pool.
Okay, thank you guys so much.
Here we go. Here comes the pool. Oops. Okay. Loading. How many layers are in this PDF, these PDF things? Unbelievable. Just asking, not complaining.
Very detailed.
Okay.
What's the driveway surface? There's a lot of it.
Yeah,
It
I
is
looked
shell.
at it. It's shell.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
And then bluestone behind the addition. Okay.
Lawn, look at that.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Little ones will get their toes in the grass. Oh,
Oh,
wait, Belgian block. Wait, back onto the garage, to the driveway. It says Belgian block.
For the
Just-
apron.
Yeah.
Just for the apron.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's another apron,
Or two.
2 aprons.
Correct. There's an apron at the garage itself and an apron entering the property.
Oh, right. I see.
But everything in the dotted area where it says the parking is all shell.
All right.
See, they
Great.
wouldn't have to build the shed if they had the garage there.
Ah,
It could open out. It could be charming.
Well, the future shed is going to block from view the pool equipment, so
But they could put it behind the garage.
they could.
Mhm.
Okay,
I have one more comment on the front of the house.
all right,
I looked at my notes.
yep,
And I think that the columns as depicted are too, and you all can add your comments, are too skinny.
let me
They
see, if we
look
can go back there.
this is a big house. A lot is being invested in it, but they look like stick columns. And I think they should be important because they're holding up a whole lot of mass.
Well, that's the back of the house right now that we're seeing.
All right,
And it-
thank you.
They do look really skinny, so
But
There
the
they
front
are.
or the back, they're just
same,
disproportionate.
same
I-
skinny. Mhm.
They should be,
Are
custom.
those 6x6?
I believe they're 8x8.
That
Huh.
seems pretty sizable. I'm actually a fan of the 4x4. So
You are? I'm not. I
I
think they look like
I mean,
match.
I think about things like Idlemore on the bluff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think that those posts are if they are 6x6, that's all they are. And that's got some, girth to the house. I guess it's personal preference.
What is that look like little window boxes underneath, or is that shadow? Shadow, thank you. So they're not planning a railing or anything.
There is a railing on the right side of oh, sorry, not here on the front porch. There's no railing.
Not
but
here
there
on
is
the
a,
front porch.
yep, there's a railing on the side where we have a walkout.
Oh, wait, on the right side there, is that a window well?
Yes, that's a
Yes.
walkout to the basement below.
I hadn't noticed that the basement stair was on the front of the house.
Which it shouldn't be.
I think preferably that would be on the side of the rear.
Yeah.
It'll,
That's pretty typical.
Mhm. It'll be heavily concealed with vegetation. If you look at the site plan.
As long as the vegetation is there.
They probably don't want the basement stairs next to the pool. Or it would be at the bluestone patio. That
Oh,
would
I
be bad.
see. Yeah,
Or you could put it at the end.
Well, you might not have you might have a setback problem.
yeah, you don't
know.
have a setback
Could
then.
you
right?
build the whole house from edge to edge?
Exactly.
So make the room smaller. I don't have any sympathy for that.
Ah, you mean like that? Oh, sorry, wait a minute. There we go. Sorry to make you dizzy. Huh. Okay. Comments are so noted. Any other comments on these three applications for Reaper Circle? All right, if not, thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye.
Everybody, since we did have Sankety
Sankety Head Road.
Head
Sankety
Road,
Head.
and it's on the agenda. I have a question on it. And I'm going to pull it up.
So it is on the agenda. What is the application for?
I think a
It's-
shed.
It's the big house north of Sankety,
The new Gambrel?
Sankety Light.
Yes.
Yes.
That hangs
Which we
over.
did, which
never
we
saw.
never saw.
No, we never saw it.
No.
And this particular application is for a must-have bicycle shed over here. But I'm just curious, maybe nobody knows, but on this particular application, so Sankaty Head Road is over here where I'm blipping it's right here. And so they've gotten rid of the driveway that comes off of Sankaty Head Road to the east. And I noticed that the garage and the driveway and everything is way in the southwest corner. And the driveway comes down to what? There's a way there that goes right onto Sankaty Golf.
Rob, does that show up in the locus map?
We probably didn't get the locust map, except for,
Yeah, see, there's a way down here that actually is part of the Sankaty Head Lighthouse. That's
yeah,
part-
property.
That's the trust property.
That's the GIS. Yeah, that's, if you go to the GIS, that little strip that goes
Yeah.
all along where Rob's clicker is, that is trust property.
So I was just curious about the access and just to put that out there. It's more
Well,
of
I
a
haven't-
zoning. It's
Yeah,
more of
I
a
haven't been
zoning.
up there in a long time. It'd be
uh,
interesting to go see.
It's more of a zoning question than anything else, I guess, but
Is it the same access that was there before? Because there was a house there previously.
there was a house there previously. It is not the same access. The access was off of
Sankaty Head Road, right?
Sankaty Head Road. Yeah,
And it's no longer off of Sankaty Head Road?
no,
No.
Well, it looks like it's kind of tucked in that corner, doesn't it?
but it's,
No, but you have to.
oh,
go
you
all
know, you know what? I'm just looking at this. I have this rotated the wrong way. I'm very sorry.
You're upside down.
I think Sankaty Head Road is where the driveway comes out. Yeah,
Yes,
like
it is
that.
indeed like that. I'm sorry, everybody.
Well, it's a little confusing because it's not really a north orientation on the
Yep.
site plan, which we're used to.
Okay,
It's also, but right at the bitter end of
Yeah.
Sankaty Head Road, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah. my apologies.
well, we have to just make sure it doesn't slip over.
Right. Okay,
So it's interesting to see. There's the pool house, the main house. I guess that's a garage.
Yeah.
And then the bike shed. What's between the garage and the bike shed?
those little things.
Those little things, yeah.
oh, those are parking
Oh.
spaces.
Parking
Okay.
spaces. Oh, thank you. So
Yep,
you park your bike, then you park your,
Off to the side,
off to the side, right.
not in front of.
Okay, let's see, I think we're done. I've got lots to say, but I shouldn't say. So,
Wait, are we reviewing the shed or was
No,
it just about the
no.
siding?
it was we haven't reviewed any of it beforehand. I mean, we can certainly do that, but we never got anything before.
well,
and
we
I
might as
thought it
well
was
look
a
at the
mistake.
shed since it's been.
Okay, well then, let
been
me go back.
presented.
I mean,
assume
if
it
it's
is
on
a-
our agenda,
Yep, okay,
after 98% of the project is complete, we
Yeah,
may as
it's
well
really
look at it now.
a bicycle shed.
I just wish it had been lower. I mean, that you have a view from the ground, so that was my main issue with it.
yes.
Well, you can see through the bike shed?
I guess.
So wait, there's one wall and then the rest is, so it's just kind of a pavilion.
It's a pavilion, yes.
Bike pavilion.
So you keep your bikes dry.
If the
Till
wind's
the wind
right.
blows.
If the wind's right, yeah.
Okay. Excuse me.
Well, that's an unusual structure. I guess due to visibility, it's fine. Or lack thereof.
Yeah. I agree.
Seems, well, to go to that much trouble and have an open on 3 sides, it's
On the bluff.
on the bluff. Mhm.
Well, I don't know of anybody that has a bike pavilion. Maybe that's the point.
Yeah. Okay.
It
so
looks
it's-
like those cabanas that we see sometimes that only have the back wall.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the purpose is there, but
Looks nice. It's fine.
It'll hide the cars.
from home,
The top of Sankaty? I don't know.
Sankaty Head Road,
Yeah.
because the golf course is on the left side.
All right. Any other comments on the bicycle pavilion, which is a whole new category?
I know, looking at that roofscape is interesting.
Yep. Okay, it's 11:40 and I will take a motion. If there's no further discussion, I'll take a motion to accept our comments.
So moved.
Great,
Second,
thank you, Carolyn, all those in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Bob's an aye. Thank you very much. And who would like to make a motion for adjournment?
So
Anybody?
moved.
Great, thank you, Angus. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, Clement. All in favor for adjournment, and we'll see you next time.
Thank
Aye.
you.
I have one comment before we close.
Please.
I just was looking at the approvable colors with the HDC and there's, in that sort of darker zone, there's the Quaker gray.
Yeah.
And then the Nantucket gray has a little bit more green in it. And then there's a Newport blue that looks like gray. And then the Hamilton blue, which is a really dark gray, but I don't see cobblestone on this color chart. So just
Great.
thought I'd throw that out there.
All right, I'll make a note of that.
Thanks for catching that.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
thanks,
you.
everybody.
Thank you, Mr.
See you around
Chairman.
you're very welcome. Bye, Carolyn. Bye,
Bye.
bye, Angus. All right, stop recording. How do I do that? Ah.